I hope now you can see the power behind bringing together the patient and the support team to create this list of strong questions. And now I want to build on that list by talking about the different types of questions you can ask. Because questions typically fall into one of two categories. They're either open-ended questions or closed-ended questions. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about the difference between the two. And I'm going to share with you a few examples so you can see how to convert a closed-ended question into an open-ended question when necessary. All right, so let's talk about the difference between the two. So an open-ended question will start with who, what, when, where, how, and why, where closed-ended questions will start with do, is, are, and can. Now, open-ended questions are going to get you more expansive, voluntary information, which is great as an advocate if you're trying to increase your knowledge about something, right? While closed-ended questions, they're going to give you less information, but the information is going to be more pinpointed and specific. So I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking, oh, open-ended questions are good, closed-ended questions are bad. Not at all. They both have their use. So ask open-ended questions when you need more information. Use closed-ended questions when you need something more specific, like a yes-no answer, or you want to clarify or confirm something. All right. The other call out is I want you to know most doctors, they're not intentionally hiding information. So we're not practicing asking different types of questions because that's what we're thinking. It's just that they don't think to share it. A lot of times that could be due to lack of time, or they may think it's just not necessary. They don't think you need all that background information. But as an advocate, knowledge is power. So the more information you can get, the better. All right, so let me share some examples of converting these closed-ended questions into open-ended questions and how you can get some better information. So here's an example, and I know that I've asked this question myself at a doctor's appointment. Is everything normal with the test results? Now, it's not a bad question. You're going to get a yes or no, but unfortunately, it doesn't give you a lot of context. So a better way of asking it would be, walk me through what the test results show and what they mean for the treatment plan. Okay, so this is going to invite more explanation. It's also going to give you better insights, right, to next steps, or are there any concerns that you need to be aware of? Here's another example, and I know we asked this when my sister was hospitalized. Can she go home tomorrow? Well, you'll get a yes or no, of course, but you're missing the reasoning behind the no, if it is a no, right? And knowing the reasoning behind a no is really powerful in this situation because in some cases, you may be able to expedite them getting out of the hospital. Now, not always, right? So if a patient has high blood pressure and they don't have control over that, you probably won't be able to help that. But in some cases, there might be things that you might be able to help. So a better way of asking it is, what needs to happen before they're ready to be safely discharged? And that's going to uncover the criteria for going home. And that's really going to empower you. Even if it's something that you don't have the power to change or help them with, at least you know the reasoning behind it. And in my opinion, that gives you a little bit of sense of relief because you understand what's going on and why your loved one is still stuck in the hospital. And here's one more example. Do you recommend this treatment? Again, this is maybe a great question if you're going to get a second opinion. It's definitely useful, but it does limit you because it may skip over any risks and, more importantly, any alternatives. Maybe there are different options. So a better way to ask it would be, what are the benefits and the risks of this treatment? How does it compare to other options? Now you can weigh your choices, right? And that way you can advocate for what decision you want to make. You have options. So understanding the big picture can really be helpful in your decision making. And if you can learn how to ask questions effectively, it is a huge advantage as an advocate. Okay, so now that you understand the difference between open and closed questions, in the next lesson, I'm going to talk more about tactics. And these tactics are going to help you to get clear answers. They're going to help you to communicate stronger. And more importantly, they're going to help build your confidence when it comes to decision making, which is so important as a patient advocate. Okay, I'll see you there.